In the real world, you'll suddenly encounter missing values. This missing data reduces the statistical power of your data analysis, which can impact the validity or accuracy of your results. Also, many ML machine learning algorithms do not support data with missing values. So how do we find or locate data with missing values, and how do we treat them? Okay, first, let's create a vector with missing values, right? In R, we use NA to show that it's a missing value. So at the 6th location and the 9th element. So let's create that, and we can perform a function called summary, statistical summary, and we'll see we already have missing values. So this might not be very accurate, but again, if you also perform these other functions like mean, right? We pass our object X, you'll see it returns NA. Okay, it's not an error, but it just doesn't work very well with missing data. So next, we can test for missing values by using this function is NA. In fact, if you type is, then dot here, it will return quite a number of different functions. Okay, but in is NA just returns a logical vector where we have missing values. So let's run that. You can see it returns this at the 6th and the 9th location of our vector. Okay. So what about if we wanted to find the location, the exact location where our missing value is? So the first thing, we can have a function within a function. So the first time we say we're asking R. So do we have where to find the missing values, right? Then we can say, okay, so where are these missing values? So we run which, okay? And you can see it tells us it's at the 6th and 9th location, all right? What if we wanted to get the total count of all the missing values and return just a single value of like how many missing values do we have? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5, right? Right here, we know they're actually 2, but this is how to do that. So first of all, we find where the missing values, and then we return the sum of all these missing values. That's what it's doing here. We can see we only have 2. Okay, if we introduce a third one, we should be able to see a change. Okay, so in data preprocessing, we saw how to replace missing values. On the right-hand side here, we're saying we use the min function. We pass our object as an argument, and then we use this NA remove is equals to true. What that means, it just removes or excludes the missing values, get the mean, and then on the left-hand side, we're saying where we have missing values in this object X, replace with the mean, okay? And in fact, when we execute this, you'll see our mean is this. So if we again execute our X, you'll see it's been replaced at the 9th element and the 6th element with our mean, okay? So how do we handle missing values? The other ways to do that, we can use na.omit. This just drops any rows with the missing values. So for example, X, our object has missing values. We can run this and save it as X2. So when we reference that again, we'll see that. So in fact, let me just run that again. So let's go back here, run this. And then we say here, we want to omit this and save it in X2. So when we run X2 here, we'll see that it just drops out the rows, right? So the 6th and the 9th element have been dropped out, okay? And then we can also use this length function for the original object and the one that we've already omitted, just to see the difference, right? So you can see in our original one, the length was 9. With the ones we've omitted, the missing values is 7, okay? The last one here, we can use the exclude, which just drops out the rows with the missing values, but keeps track of where they are. In fact, you can see here, it gives us more information, drops out the 6th and the 9th, and keeps track of where they actually were, okay? So if you are to perform descriptive statistics, then you can use also na.rm, right? So given this vector with missing values, we can find the mean by just passing this argument here, na.remove equals to true. What that does, it will remove this one and this one, and it will get the mean of 1, 2, 3, 4, and find the mean, right? So if we do that, we can see the mean is 2.5. The sum of the remaining numbers, having removed the missing values, is 10. Same for max is 4, and standard deviation is 1.290. 994. All right.